All right, we're going to do two-step equations now. Let me introduce the other one. Her name is Baby. Now, if you look at her feet, see, don't her feet look like rabbits' paws? You've seen those? Now, what is a rabbit? Like if you have a rabbit's foot, that means luck, right? My idea was to name her Lucky because her feet look like that, but I got overruled, and so her name is Baby. I'm gonna let go because she doesn't like to be held. She's about to claw me in the leg. All right. So that's my other one. Okay, so let's do two-step equations now. All right. Yeah, if I make the recordings at school, you will not see them if I make the recordings at school. You don't want to do that. All right, so here we go. Two-step equations. Now, if you look at the steps for two-step equations, it says you undo addition and subtraction first to remove the constant term. The constant term is the one without the variable. Then undo the multiplication division to remove the coefficient. That's the number in front. Okay, what does that mean? All right, again, I like to draw a line down to keep the two sides separated. The constant is the number without the variable. I want to get rid of that number first. So how do you get rid of a plus 8? What's the opposite of plus 8? Well, you know that is minus 8. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other. Okay, minus 8, minus 8. What happens to the 8s? They cancel out. Bring down the 6x. Now, on this side, what's 50 minus 8? That's 42. Now, the 6 is multiplied. This is 6 times x. What's the opposite of multiply by 6? Divide by 6. You're right. So what happens to these 6s? They cancel out. Bring down your x. 42 divided by 6 is 7. Okay? Let's go to number 13. Draw the line. Okay? Where is the variable? The variable is on the right. You're not going to move the 13. Okay? You're going to move the 9 first, and you're going to move the 4 second. So the first step is to use addition and subtraction to undo the constant. So the constant is the 9. I want to get rid of the 9 first. How do you get rid of a 9? Well, the opposite of plus 9 is minus 9. So put in minus 9 on both sides, draw a line. What does a minus 9 do to a plus 9? It cancels it out. What does I bring down? That is a negative 4k. So bring down a negative 4k equals 4. Now, I have to get rid of the negative 4. What's connecting the negative 4 to the k? That's multiplication. How do you get rid of multiplication? Answer, you divide. If I want to get rid of a times negative 4, I got to divide by negative 4. That cancels out the negative 4s. What's left on this side? K. Bring down your equals. What's 4 divided by negative 4? Negative 1. Now, when you actually write the answer, oops, I went off the screen. Sorry about that. When you actually write the answer, you write k equals negative 1. All right, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to do number 12 too. Let's see if I can stay on screen for that. All right, let's draw a line. Where's the variable? The variable's right there. Now, do you get rid of the 7 first, or do you get rid of the negative 3 first? Well, you're supposed to get rid of the constant first. That's the one without the variable. We're going to get rid of 7. Now, that is a positive 7. The negative belongs to the 3, not the 7. So how do you get rid of a positive 7? Answer, you have to subtract the 7. Remember, the negative belongs to the 3, not the 7. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. All right? Cancel the 7s. Bring down the negative 3, y, equals, what's 34 minus 7? 34 minus 7 is 27. Now, that's multiplication. How do you get rid of times negative 3? Answer, you divide by negative 3. That's how you get rid of times. Cancel out your negative 3s. Y equals negative 9. Okay? Now, flip the page to page 2. All right? I don't need to do all of these. I'm going to do 15 and 17 and 20. 15, 17, and 20, and that should be enough. All right, again, let's draw our line. Okay, look where the variable is. What number needs to move first? The 3/5 or the 22? Well, answer, you're going to move the 22 first. All right, so I'm going to subtract 22. What happens to the 22s? They cancel each other out. What do I bring down? I bring down a 3/5 x equals 28 minus 22 is 6. Now, how do you get rid of a fraction again? Do you remember? You multiply by what? You multiply by the reciprocal. You multiply by the reciprocal. You put a reciprocal next to a fraction, everything cancels out. So x equals, how do you multiply 6 times 5/3? Well, how many times does 3 go into 6? 3 goes into 6 twice, and then 2 times 5 is 10. All right? Now, you know what? I think I will go back and do number 13. What moves first on number 13? The 7 or the 2? It's the 7. That's a minus 7, so you add 7. Cancel the 7s. What do you bring down? You bring down x over 2. Now, how do you get rid of that 2? What's connecting the 2 to the x? That's divide by 2. What is the opposite of divide by 2? Answer, multiply by 2. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. That cancels the 2's. What does that leave? It leaves x. What's 16 times 2? 32. All right. Now, I don't think I think you can figure out number 17 on your own. Let's do number 20 now. Now, these are different. Look, this fraction goes under the entire numerator. This is a little bit different than the other ones. Since that -2 is under the whole numerator, the actual first step on this one, you can't add 5 first. This is different because that fraction bar is under the whole thing. You actually have to get rid of the -2 first. Now, what is this? This is divide by -2. We have to get rid of divide by -2. What's the opposite of divide by -2? Answer, multiply by -2. So in this one, you're going to actually multiply by -2 first. What happens to these -2's? They cancel out. Bring down your equals. What's left? N minus 5. What's -7 times -2? Answer, 14. Now get rid of the -5. You're going to add 5 to both sides, and you're going to get n equals 19. So similarly, on number 21, what would you do first? You would multiply. That would be the first step, is to multiply both sides by -6. I'll let you finish that one yourself. All right, we have finished 1-step and 2-step equations. We have finished those. Let me switch my camera over. All right, we have finished 1- and 2-step equations. You're ready to start practicing those now, and I'll be around to help. And the next video will be equations with even more steps. Maybe I'll introduce you to my dog.